Hi everyone, welcome to your weekly readings. I hope you're all doing absolutely wonderfully. I hope it's been a great week for you. If you're here, please let me know how you're doing. Say hi in the chat. Let me know how your week's been. Just take a moment to get yourself settled. Breathe in nice and deep. And then breathe out and let it all go. Just let your body relax, let your shoulders drop. Allow yourself to get nice and comfortable. Hi to everyone just arriving. Please let me know how you're doing, how your week's been. Please remember to like the video as well. Hi Felipa. Hi Trisha. Hi Jaime. I'll get started in a moment by getting a look at what the collective is dealing with for this week, the 12th to the 18th of May, and then I'll move on to the 12 signs. Hi Teresa. It's wonderful to see all of you. I hope it's been a nice and relaxing and restful weekend for you. Hi Sarah. It's always wonderful to see so many familiar faces. I say it a lot, but thank you all for the wonderful, warm energy that you will bring here as well. It makes it so much easier to work like this. And the same goes for those of you who book me for private sessions as well. I feel really, really honored to work with such wonderful, wonderful, inspiring people. Hi, Madia. I'll be pulling cards for a few people at the end. At the moment, I'm going to be pulling cards for the collective, then I'm going to run through the 12 signs, and at the end, I'll see how much energy I have left to read for a few people who I'm drawn to. But you can always book me privately. My details are in the box below. I'm always available to be booked privately as well. So the lookout for the collective. Okay, I mean, that tallies with what I was feeling as well. Collectively, I feel like there's a lot of trepidation. Now, this isn't a new thing. This is very much the time period, time frame that we're in. People worrying collectively about the future, what we're heading towards, the kind of issues that we're facing at the moment, kind of legislation being passed, this kind of thing. When you look at things like the heartbeat bill in Georgia, when you look at various other restrictions, there's all these attempts to limit people's autonomy, all these attempts to exert extra control over people, all these attempts to kind of reinforce existing structures of oppression and potentially make things worse. I don't think things necessarily get worse, but I feel that that is what's up for grabs at the moment. That's the period that we're in, the kind of world we're going to live in the future. And the problem comes when we feel we have to suffer in silence. I feel people are feeling quite isolated. People are kind of feeling, I feel like everything's hitting me all at once, but I don't feel like we're necessarily connecting with other people and getting to know what they're going through. So you can sort of feel very, very isolated. And there's this need to connect. There's this need to kind of recognize that, yes, there are attempts to pass legislation to put in place additional structures that really harm people's autonomy, that harm people's liberties. especially marginalized people. So women are being hit, people of color are being hit in various ways. I'm a trans woman, we're being hit at the moment. Sex workers are getting hit by nastier and nastier attacks and legislation. This is happening across the board, essentially. It's these attempts to kind of take away what we've won, to make things tougher. And the danger is that we isolate ourselves from each other, that we feel quite alone, quite scared, and kind of like we can't do anything else. And so this comes then collectively to being able to reach for each other, touch in with each other, support each other, and start to visualize ways in which we support each other. And I feel that this really starts by just connecting and seeing what the people around you need, but not being shy about your own needs as well, and seeing who's able to help or meet them. And those could be needs for emotional support, those could be practical needs, those could be financial needs that people are facing. And just we need to know right now that there are people looking out for us, that are looking out for each other, that we're looking out for each other, and that's the work that we need to be doing. So we have the Seven of Cups in our conscious minds. We don't know where all this is going, and we don't know where it's going, but it doesn't have to be bad. This is about the choices that we make in terms of how we relate to each other, how we relate to the systems that exist over and above us, and how we construct alternative ones. Deep down with the Ten of Pentacles, I feel we all just want to feel secure, safe, like we can count on each other. But with that, then there's this whole possible overthinking about strategy rather than just getting on with the practical stuff. And the practical stuff really is just supporting each other in the here and now, and using that as the basis for constructing better ways of doing things. I'm sure plenty of you are doing that work at the moment, but there's way more than that. You know, the more we're reaching out, the better. And don't ever feel like you have to suffer in silence, and don't ever feel like it's just you going through that, and don't ever feel like what you're dealing with is unimportant compared to other people. These are like the key messages at the moment. Whatever you're dealing with, if it's hitting you hard and you need support, you need to be able to reach for that, because it's affecting you, and that's enough. And there are people who will care. And when we start to just allow ourselves to reach out and connect in that way, we're much healthier than when we feel like we have to do everything ourselves. And, you know, we're making a fuss if we talk about why something difficult is hitting us or whatever. No, if you're struggling, you're struggling. If you're having a difficult time, you're having a difficult time. If you're fearful about the future, if your personal liberties are under attack, if your autonomy is under attack, of course, that's going to affect you. And whether that's open or whether you internalize it and turn it into really harmful behaviors or patterns, there's that need to feel supported and connected. And that's where we all have to be going to. You don't have to try and balance every difficulty by yourself. We're not in a Two of Pentacles stage anymore. Where we are at the moment is a stage of the moon. And we're going to feel fearful and not that under control of our own control, because we feel like someone else is trying to pull our strings, trying to antagonize us, make things more difficult. When we cut those strings and bring ourselves together and start acting warmly towards each other, start supporting each other materially, practically, and emotionally, then our whole perspective starts to shift. Our optimism and hope for the future starts to shift. And that is what we need to be doing with the kind of things that the powers that be are trying to put in place to restrict and limit us. We have to respond to that in the here and now, but that is by supporting each other, making sure each other is okay, and also reaching out for help when we need to. We move towards a place of judgment. So this is a test for what we're creating. We talk about the kind of society we want. That's what we create in the here and now. It's what we create on our attitudes to each other. It's what we create by helping each other. It's what we create by reaching out to each other, by showing each other that we care and that we value each other. Because the powers that be don't want that. The powers that be want us to feel alone, feel threatened, feel like we're a failure if we can't do everything all by ourselves. And it's crap. You're not supposed to do everything in your life all by yourself. This is about creating a healthy society that supports each other. And we do that in our communities, in our friendships, and anywhere else. All of that's where the collective is at. So if you're feeling that, this is in alignment. It's in alignment with the planet at the moment. It's in alignment with Saturn and Pluto going retrograde and Saturn being conjunct the South Node. It's totally in alignment with the old ways of doing things that we have to shed so as we can build a healthier, more generous and more connected society. And that's precisely why those with the power are trying to clamp down, try to hold it down, because they don't want that. That's precisely why it is that we have to connect in this way. We do have to build this society. We do have to work on this. And it starts with our friendships. It starts with our communities, reaching out and supporting, offering help, asking for help, everything else that you need to do. You don't have to deal with that by yourself. That's the collective picture. I'll move on in a second now to have a look at how this plays out for the 12 signs. But if you're feeling that you're in alignment, if you're looking at legislation being passed, you're in alignment, you know? But then it's about what we do about it. Like what they want is for us to get scared, suffer, hide, cut ourselves off from each other. The response to that is doing something different. It's making sure that, especially the worst hit, feel supported, feel safe, feel they can trust the people around them. How we build a different way of doing things, how we put together chosen families, it's how we put together communities. It's how we start to change that agenda. Hi to everyone tuning in. Stamoku, Alison, Danielle, Mahari, Sarah, Creative Coffee. Hi to all of you. The first sign I'm going to be pulling cards for is Aries. That's Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising for the 12th to the 18th of May 2019. And if you're here, please remember to like the video. Please remember to share the video. That helps a huge amount. Thank you so much for that really kind review, Sarah. Aries. Thank you, Alison. Okay, Aries. You are trying so hard to steady yourself, Aries, at this moment in time. You're trying to override your feelings, but I feel you might be overriding your feelings with fear at this moment in time. And you're doing that in an attempt to appear stable, in an attempt to appear grounded, in an attempt to appear like you're totally independent, able to look after yourself. You don't need anyone else. That's what you're trying to put out. But with that, I feel that you're then ignoring your deeper feelings, your deeper needs, the things that you want to do, the feelings that you want to follow more than anything else. And it's coming from a bit of fear. You feel like if you open up to some situations, and especially love situations, you feel like the ground is going to crumble beneath you. Everything that you built is going to disintegrate, and that's why you're resisting that. That's why you're resisting that. You feel like this could be very costly for you. So you have the Nine of Swords showing up. You have the Nine of Swords showing up, and therefore you're seeing opportunities or things you want to follow, your feelings especially, maybe feelings towards a person or a situation, something you're thinking about pursuing, but then you feel like that's going to bring everything crashing down if you go after it, especially if it doesn't work out. And you can't have that. That's where you're at. Excuse me for a second, I've got some notifications I need to turn off. So in order to avoid that, you're attempting to appear quite stable. And you are actually quite stable. The Queen of Coins is showing up for you. I feel like this is also a potential connection to an earth sign for you. So those of you who are trying to fight off feelings of love or attraction or curiosity or anything else, I feel like you might be connected. This might be regarding an earth sign as the Queen of Coins. So that could be Taurus, that could be Virgo, could be Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. But the sense that I get is that you're also trying to appear quite stable, quite unflappable. Actually, you then feel like you're kind of swaying all over the place. But I feel that you're putting effort into closing your feelings down at the moment, more than anything else. You don't want to go there, but this is just building the fear up within you, and it's not allowing you to address the feelings that you have with the Ace of Cups. And with the Ace of Cups, it's like, do I open to this? Do I not? Do I open to this? Do I not? And you probably need to. I feel like you need to. I feel that you need to. With the Queen of Cups showing up, you need to trust your feelings. You need to trust that your feelings are leading you somewhere that you're supposed to be. For a lot of you, this is towards a relationship, possibly with an earth sign. For others, it's towards maybe a move, a financial opportunity, a new way of healing. But you feel like the risks are too high. That's why you're avoiding it. But with the Queen of Cups coming in, you need to trust your feelings. You need to trust where you're at, where you're being led to, that you're in the right place. And you need to stop overthinking it, because with the Nine of Swords, you're massively overthinking it. Overthinking it so much that you tie yourself up in knots, and that's how you destabilize. That's how you destabilize far more than opening to something and testing the water. And I feel with the Ace of Cups and Queen of Cups, it's about testing the water, seeing how you feel, being able to actually look behind that door, because you closed that door, Aries. You're holding that door closed. It's a door to your heart, and you're holding it closed because you feel you're going to get destabilized. I don't feel that you are. I really don't feel that you are. With the Five of Cups showing up, don't miss an opportunity at this moment in time. Don't miss an opportunity that's right in front of you. Don't miss an opportunity or a situation that your feelings are guiding you towards. You're doing so out of fear. You need to get in touch with what is in your heart at this moment, Aries. Get really deep and in touch with that, because I fear you're going to find that you're actually in something that makes a lot more sense than that. I don't feel you get destabilized by it either. I feel you get destabilized by the overthinking that you're putting yourself through now, because you're not quite in or out. I hope that makes sense for you, Aries. The next sign is going to be Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 12th to the 18th of March. Sorry, May, 12th to the 18th of May, 2019. And please remember to like the video, everyone. Taurus. Taurus. I was going to say, Aries, you're not about thought. You know, you can think, but you're about action. You're about doing. You're about starting new things, taking chances. That's what you're there for, you know. So Taurus. very interesting for you, Taurus. I've pulled 4 majors and a court card for you. So whatever's happening, it's big, and you're going to need to kind of, you know, really kind of seize this moment and work with the energies that are coming in for you. So in your mind, Taurus, is the Knight of Wands, and I feel like there's somebody or a situation that you feel has a lot of power over you. You can't quite judge this person or this situation easily. You feel like there's power being held over you. This could be firepower. This can be firepower. You feel like you feel like you can't do too much. You can't do too much because you're going to get hit or bitten or caught. And so you don't feel like you have much room to move, to maneuver. You're feeling kind of stifled in that sense, quite stifled. So you're not sure what to do. This might be causing you difficulties in all kinds of areas of life. It just feels like you don't have much room to move, and you feel like everywhere you turn, you're just getting stuck in this place. And you feel like somehow like this could be a person, this could be the world as a whole, but you feel like you're a bit trapped, and like the situation is almost mocking you. In fact, Taurus, that's the sense that I get. So this isn't a wonderful place that you're in at the moment. Now, what's interesting is that in your subconscious is the Lovers. So you want so much more harmony than this. You want more harmony than this, but you don't feel like you're being given space to show yourself. You don't feel like you're being given space to breathe, to prove yourself, to have the opportunities to be who you need to be. So you're tight in this place at the moment, and you're trying to act in a balanced way. You're trying not to overreact. You don't want to get wound up. You don't want to get antagonized. So temperance is showing up for you. You don't want to bite off more than you can chew at this time. This is how you're feeling. You're like, okay, I'm going to hold myself in check. I'm not going to overreact. I'm not going to do too much either. I don't want to overwhelm myself. Look at this person who you're dealing with. For some of you, it is a specific person, quite possibly a fire sign. That could be Aries, that could be Leo, that could be Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. They're not as powerful or as big a threat as you're making them out to be. I feel like when you actually deal with them, they're a lot more flimsy than that. So your challenge is the world. Your challenge is to make yourself as big as possible, to stare that bullshit down, and to reach for more and do more at this time, Taurus, because you're being quite constrained. This needs you to break outwards. This needs you to believe in yourself, to really push outwards. Your final card to go with the world is the Magician. So for you, Taurus, at this time, and it is about time, definitely about time, there's a need for you to really push out and assert yourself. This is who I am. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. And you can probably work with affirmations. You can write down your intentions, send those out there, but really push hard, reach for more. Don't allow anyone else to push you back, to make you feel small. This is really vital for you at this time, Taurus. You need to be standing really proud. You need to be celebrating yourself. You need to be affirming yourself and moving from the world with the Magician. This is then all about believing that you can pull off so much more than you have space for at this time. And you absolutely can. You don't need to hold back. You don't need to feel stifled at this time, Taurus. You absolutely are in a place where you can push outwards. You can prove yourself. You don't need, incidentally, to hold back to create a full sense of harmony where someone holds some power over you. and they intimidate you or they antagonize you, fuck that noise. If someone's in your face, you go and get back in their face. You make them back down, because they will back down at this time. They absolutely will. Again, when I look at the Knight of Wands and look at the Magician, what I see is somebody who thinks far more of themselves than they actually are. You can deal with that. Okay, they're full of shit. They're absolutely full of shit. You can face that motherfucker down. There's no problem there at all. The next sign is going to be Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 12th to the 18th of May 2019. Gemini. 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 Okay. Okay, Gemini. I feel I got this massive surge of energy through the right-hand side of my body when I was feeling into this for you. Now, to me, this is the intuitive side. To me, this is my mother's side. To me, this is the more feminine side. In some ways, it's a nurturing side, but there's also, it's an assertive side. So I say it's feminine, but it's also assertive. So it's complicated in that sense. But there's this surge of energy more than anything else. Surge of energy that I'm feeling with you, Gemini. I feel that your world is not going to be necessarily disrupted in the way that you feel it is so much. Okay, there's something you're putting off. There's something you're avoiding at this moment in time. There's something that you're avoiding doing. Dominant hand, right hand. I'm just following this. You're avoiding doing something. I feel that I'm getting a strong mother connection with this, and that's why I'm trying to tie it together. So some of you haven't been treated wonderfully by your mothers, and they've never really told them that. Or some of you are carrying a lot of hurt regarding your mother, or even carrying your mother's trauma on her behalf. There's something like that a lot of Geminis are dealing with or carrying, and it's really unresolved. And now there's this impetus, ability to act, to do something about it if you trust yourself too. I feel that you're a bit fearful of asserting yourself on a situation that connects to your mother or to mothering or something similar. That's the sense that I'm getting. But you have this ability to assert yourself at this time. You don't want to because you feel like it's going to cause a kind of upset. I don't necessarily feel that it is. You have the Tower showing up in your conscious mind. So I feel like you're avoiding acting because you feel like it's going to cause all hell to break loose, essentially. And if it's not connected to your mother or to mothering, maybe it's something else. But I feel like you're expecting all hell to break loose. Mars is in Gemini at the moment, and Mars is the Tower as well. So you do have this Martian energy available to you at this time, Gemini, maybe making you quite erratic. But there's this need to do something with it. Like my whole arm is tingling just dealing with you at the moment. So this is what you have at the moment. I feel like you have the ability to affect your life in a really positive and assertive way, but you have to be willing to go and do it and not overthink it. In your subconscious is the 7 of Wands. With the 7 of Wands, I feel like you feel like if you do anything, it's going to start to sabotage you, bring you downwards, mess you up. That's why you're avoiding it. But what you're doing by avoiding acting, by avoiding addressing what is bothering you or what you need to do, is you're tying yourself to your current situation. You're locking yourself in with the devil. You're getting very, very stuck as a result. You're handing someone else a lot of power. I don't want to upset them. I don't want to upset my own life. I want to keep things as they are, even though I don't like them very much. It's not working out for you. I also feel like as you assert yourself, and this may well be on a family situation, this may well connect to your mother, it won't be as bad as you're expecting. It depends what attitude you go in there with, what approach you go in there with. You see, this isn't about you pointing the finger or tearing someone down. You're not there to tear your mother down or anything else. But what you are there to do is to act in a mature way regarding emotions and talk things through. This affects me in this way. And I feel like this means that you need not to be in awe of the person you're dealing with. And for many of you, it is your mother. So you need to be able to approach on a level. You need to be a King of Cups here. So you approach responsibly and respectfully, but you also are honest, because you've been holding this, and it's disrupting your relationship, and you're trying to rise above it, but it's not working. So you're holding it, because you don't want to upset the apple cart, but you're getting stuck as a result of that. If you go in the right way, if you assert yourself in the right way, if you push forward in the right way that is forceful but respectful, that is not about scoring emotional points or anything like it, it's simply about saying, this is how I'm affected, this is how I'd like things to be. I feel like your relationship really improves. Your relationship to yourself improves, but potentially your relationship to your mother or whoever else is involved improves, because it's built on honesty, it's built on emotional openness, it's built on a deeper connection. It takes you to a place of the 10 of Cups. You might feel a little uneasy over this, and for some time, but I feel the connection is right there. I feel like you're still in the right place, and I feel like you break out of the cycles and the deadlock that you've been going through for all of this time. Highly appropriate for Mother's Day, obviously. That's what's coming up for you, Gemini. I hope that makes sense to you. For those people asking for readings, as I've explained, I take questions at the end from those I'm drawn to. If I've already told you that, please don't ask questions whilst I'm pulling cards for the signs. It's quite rude, and it drags on my energy and interferes with my ability to read. So if you'd like me to read for you, let me know at the end and I'll pull cards for you. And if you'd like to book a full personal reading, you can do so by booking me. My details are just in the box below. However, what I can't do is just have people firing the same question over and over again whilst I'm reading for the signs or for other people. All it does is cause an energetic distraction. Thank you. The next sign is going to be Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 12th to the 18th of May 2019. Cancer. Cancer. Hi, Janine. Hi, Erin. Hi, everyone else just tuning in. Hi, Margaret. Okay, Cancer. You're fairly settled, I feel, at the moment, Cancer. And this is coming up in relation to a relationship in particular. You're feeling quite settled, comfortable. I feel you're not wanting to do too much. You don't want to upset things, change things around. You're like, oh, I like this has got to. I want to settle in here. This is quite nice. This is quite nice here. I'm happy with where I'm at. So you don't want to move things forward. You don't want to advance things. You don't want to advance things, and yet you know that there's still kind of a need to do so, but you're not doing that. You have the Two of Cups showing up first of all, so there's real love here. You're feeling loved. You're feeling in love. You love this person very, very dearly. You like what this is. It feels good to you. You're kind of nervous about advancing it, moving it forward, making it more real. Also have the Eight of Coins showing up. So the sense that I get here is you're a bit insecure. Like you're feeling like you like where you're at. I can see you sort of settling in, but deep down you're quite insecure still. You're quite insecure, and that's why you're staying put, why you're not doing too much, because you feel it might be quite disruptive. This Eight of Coins for me is giving a bit of insecurity. You know, I feel like somebody might run off with those jam tarts if you're not careful. And so you're trying not to show your insecurity on the outside. You're avoiding showing your insecurities. So yes, you'll tell this person you love them, or you'll show that, but you're not willing to share your insecurities. You feel like that's going to cause you difficulties. You're showing up as the Queen of Cups there. So you're looking to appear stable and emotionally stable, crucially, but what you're not doing is displaying your insecurities or emotional difficulties on the outside, and far less are you communicating them. And that needs to change, Cancer. That needs to change. You have Death showing up. So you need to stop clinging so tightly to this relationship in its early stages. If it's really fragile, and not allowing it to develop, stifling it almost, because you just want to settle in here. You don't have to think too much about the future. Don't want to admit to your insecurities. You're going to have to, Cancer. You're absolutely going to have to with Death, because otherwise nothing moves forward, nothing develops. And that's where you'll have far more difficulties then. That's when that becomes an issue. But if you do communicate, I feel like you're going to feel more stable, more supported, more able to deal, more at home than you currently do. You feel quite at home already, but it's tenuous, it's fragile. And because it's fragile, you're feeling insecure. You need to be communicating outwardly what you're experiencing emotionally, not guilt tripping, not trying to trap someone or anything like it, but just being like, this is who I am, this is what I'm feeling. I feel like this because of the things that I've experienced, because of where I'm at on my path, on my journey. I'm working through this stuff, but I still need to communicate that so as this can become a deeper connection. Your final card is the 10 of coins. So I feel like this does become deeper. It becomes more stable, more fulfilling. You feel more capable. You start smiling more. You're not looking over your shoulders so much. You're trusting where you're at. But that happens from you opening up in this way, Cancer. That's the main message for you this week. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Leo, and that's quite all right, Madika. Just I have to say that, unfortunately, during the videos, because that's the way these energetic flows tend to work. So Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 12th to the 18th of May 2019. Leo. 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 Okay, Leo. Okay. All majors and court cards for you as well, Leo. These are big weeks going on. A lot of people acting in your life, and you are waiting on someone, Leo. You are waiting on someone, or they're waiting on you, but there's waiting. This is just the main thing they're shouting at me, is waiting. So someone's waiting for someone else to say something or do something. It's like the watch is being checked. Like, how long do I hang around for? And I feel that within this, therefore, you're also soul searching a little bit. Some of you might feel like you're a bit out on a limb at this moment in time for this other person. That's the sense that I'm getting. You feel like you're a bit out on a limb for this other person. And because of that, you're not feeling wonderfully trustful of them. What are they hiding? What don't I know about them? Are they not as mature as they seem? You have the Hermit and the Page of Cups showing up. So I feel this is the dynamic. And you could be on either side of this, Leo. That's what they're telling me. Whether you're the Hermit who is waiting and soul searching, or whether you're the Page of Cups who is this slightly odd person who you're not sure what to make of this kind of thing. But you're like, when is this person going to come to my door? When are they going to speak to me? What are they going to say? Some of you are waiting on someone who you're romantically interested in. Some of you are waiting on a friend. I feel that somebody may have ghosted somebody at some stage. That's coming up as well. Somebody may have ghosted somebody. And as a result of that, there's a bit of hurting and ache, and now you're trying to reconnect maybe, but it's not happening. What's going on there? Out on a limb. So you're waiting for that message to come in. Page of Wands shows up as a messenger. You're waiting for a message to come in, for the situation to be explained. For the situation to be explained, but I feel like you might have to be the one to reach out and make contact instead, Leo. You might have to be that Page of Wands instead. I feel like there may have been a misunderstanding involved. I feel that there's just a need for you to break this deadlock, break this silence with the Page of Wands, Leo. That's what I'm seeing really, really strongly. Now, you're challenged within this to be an Empress here. So you need to be mature within this. You need to kind of just be the strong one, the supportive one. I feel like even if somebody has wronged you by ghosting you or something similar, there's a sense in which you still need to be the strong and supportive one, because I don't feel like it's malicious. I feel like this is somebody responding to their own insecurities and difficulties, and you've just been the subject of it, but it didn't have to be that way. This person may well be a water sign. So that could be Cancer, that could be Scorpio, or that could be Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And that's probably why there's a big fish, that person there as well. So that's kind of what you're dealing with. Now, therefore, you need to be emotionally strong, emotionally supportive. You also need to trust what you're feeling rather than what you're seeing. So on the surface, it's like they ghosted me, or they're not contacting me, or I'm waiting for them. This is awful. Fuck them. But deep down, it's not that. Deep down, there's feeling with the Empress, and deep down, there's feeling with the Queen of Cups showing up. And it's what you're feeling deep down. If this person is important to you, then why don't you reach out for them? You don't have to be feeling quite so marooned, quite isolated. You can break that deadlock, Leo. But it requires you to be the more mature one. It requires you to be the more emotionally responsible one. And it requires you to reach out. Because I don't feel like this person can reach out necessarily. I feel like they get very confused, very overwhelmed. So this comes down to you, Leo. And that's the work that you need to do to break through this. And I feel that if you do that, it can really improve things. Hopefully with this person, but certainly for you, because then you're not so dependent. You're not so exposed. You're not so just sat there waiting. Like, you do something about it, Leo. You feel far stronger when you do. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Virgo. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For the 12th to the 18th of May 2019. Hi, Perpetual Owusu. Things are going very nicely. Thank you. Virgo. Virgo. Okay, Virgo. Are you avoiding putting yourself or some piece of work out there at this time, Virgo? That's kind of the picture that I'm being given. I feel like you've been developing yourself. You've been working on a piece of work otherwise for some time. This could be a creative project. Could be a piece of writing, could be music, art. It's quite personal. It's quite personal, and you're a little nervous to put it out there. Don't want to be exposed. You're feeling like if people don't react or respond well to it, then you feel that's going to really, really hurt you. And so you're holding back from that at this time, Virgo. That's what they're showing me. That's what they're showing me. In your conscious mind, you have the Tower showing up. And I feel that on the one hand, this is your fear that people are not going to rate what you do, are not going to like what you've done. You feel that's going to upset you. Because actually, Virgo, you can be quite sensitive. You sometimes take things really, really personally into heart. At the same time, I also feel like this is also, with it being the Tower, is a push for you to act. Because that's also creative energy. That's creative energy. I feel like you might have been criticized in the past. Your work might have been criticized in the past. That's making you a bit hesitant over this. And yet deep down, you just want to get that work out there. You want to shine. You want to put yourself in the spotlight, put your work out there, connect to other people. And I feel like actually you want someone to hold your hand. Okay, you want someone to hold your hand through this. And then you'll be able to do it. You feel very nervous about putting yourself out there without someone coming along and supporting you. That's what they're giving me. Okay. With the Six of Swords showing up as well, I feel like you kind of want out of your current surroundings as well. So there's a lot going on with you. You want out. You want someone to come with you. You want someone to hold your hand whilst you put your work out there. Part of you wants things to crumble away now so you can go and do something else. You can free yourself up, allow yourself to do something else. I don't actually feel like this is the time for you to go anywhere, though. I feel like this is the time for you to be able to stand in your own power, put your work and your projects out there. And with the Three of Wands, I feel that you'll start to receive accolades really, really soon. I feel that you'll become a lot more. I feel that you'll be very, very surprised by the response that you get to your work, Virgo, but you need to be putting it out there. There's no point in you working on something forever or for ages and then keeping it to yourself and being like, oh, I'd rather run away than put that out there. You need to be asserting yourself. You need to be showing yourself, showing your creative work, because I feel like you'll get returns. I feel like you get accolades. I feel like you'll be recognized. Your final card is the Knight of Wands. So whatever it is that you're afraid of, I feel that in your mind it's worse than it is in reality. I feel that even where people have criticized your work before, their bark is worse than their bite. I don't feel like it's anywhere near as severe as that. It really is just about putting your work out there at this time. You put so much work into it. You put so much into it. You don't have to run and hide. This is a chance for you to show yourself, Virgo. Get out there and really shine at this time. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Libra. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 12th to the 18th of May 2019. Libra. 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 Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, Libra. Again, and I'm a Libra rising myself, but do we ever have something other than a love reading? Because this is kind of what we're dealing with here. Something is coming to life for you this week, Libra. Something is really coming to life for you. It's sparking for you. Even if you can't see it, it's sparking at this time. It's sparking, and therefore any kind of stability is going to be blown away, Libra. And it's for a good thing, but it might take you by surprise. It might take you unawares. It might catch you unawares. I'm a Libra rising myself. I really hope it does, to be honest, but that's me personally. But it might catch you quite unawares. You're in the mood for celebration with the Four of Wands, with the right person, celebrating each other. This is beautiful. It's wonderful. There are rainbows appearing right above you. Rainbows are appearing right above you. And there is a deep, deep passion underlying it with the Ace of Wands. So this is sparking into life for you, Libra. This is the place that you're at this week. The Eight of Wands is showing up for you. And I feel that with the Eight of Wands showing up for you, the only difficulty that you might be facing is if you allow this to completely unground you, or you start questioning what's happening with this person. You start questioning what's happening with this person, and then you go kind of round. You don't really get anywhere. You don't really go anywhere. You just need to stop questioning and enjoy this as it comes to life. As it comes to life with the Two of Cups. Accept the love. Accept that it's sparking into life, but it isn't necessarily going to go a million miles an hour just yet either. It doesn't necessarily need to. What matters here far more than anything else is just that love, feeling connected. Feel really deeply into that connection and trust it. With the Empress showing up, you're going to feel quite nurtured, quite supported. You might be playing a nurturing role in relation to the other person. The Empress corresponds to Venus. That's your ruling planet, Libra. So you might be playing that role. Remember to stay open. Remember to feel the connection and value the connection above all else. It's coming to life more and more below the surface. So while it may not appear to move that fast, you'll be celebrating, you'll be feeling it. Below the surface, this is really heating up as well. It may move fast, it may not, but what matters is that connection and what you can bring to it, Libra. Very, very exciting week for you. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Scorpio. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 12th to the 18th of May 2019. Hi Matthew, hi Ladybug, hi Demetrios. Scorpio. 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 Okay, Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. I feel like your heart is not necessarily in something. And not only is your heart not necessarily in something, but I feel that you have a relationship that may be a bit antagonistic at the moment. Doesn't have to be a love relationship. This could be to a friend, it could be to a family member, it could be to somebody at work. But this is very antagonistic. There's like, I feel like you're winding each other up. There's kind of point scoring going on. You're each trying to appear smarter than the other. You're trying to outsmart this person, but it's not really for anything. It's quite petty, quite futile. Not really worth it. Not really worth it. The Eight of Cups. You're wondering if you should just walk away from this? Just walk away from it? Is it really worth staying there? Is it really worth it? Is this getting you anywhere? And with the Hierophant showing up as well, I feel like you're both trying to play this role, being the smart one. So a lot of this is happening on this bizarre sort of intellectual level, which is just a little bit fake, kind of trite, kind of unnecessary. Your situation is the Two of Coins. So this is what I feel you're dealing with directly, is trying to look each other in the eye like this. Oh, I can do this better than you. I know this better than you. I know this better than you. Nah, 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 nah. It's, without running you down, it's kind of just, what's it even for? You have the Seven of Swords showing up. So look, either give it a rest, because it's not worth it. It's antagonistic, it's pointless. Or just leave it behind and go and do something else like you've been thinking about. But there's no point perpetuating this, continuing this. It's not for anything. It's not doing anything. You might be projecting stuff onto them. They might be projecting stuff onto you. Maybe you could be a bit nicer to each other instead. Find out what's really going on with each other, because really, what's it for? You know, you can reach out and be nice instead. Open up instead. You know, this is what it's coming down to. And give it a fucking rest. With the Four of Swords, at least give it a fucking rest, you know? Give it a rest. Seriously, what on earth? Like, It's just like you're stirring up bad blood for no good reason. You want to appear intelligent. You want to feel in this oh so strong place. Oh, I'm smarter than you. Oh, I'm better than you. Nah. It doesn't mean anything. You don't need to compare yourself to somebody else either, nor do you need to be drawn into petty squabbles at this time. It's not doing you any favors, Scorpio. It's really not. Them in the eye, just be honest. And if they can't respect you in return, you go and do something else, or at least just get some rest. Okay, Scorpio? I feel like you feel like, oh no, I'd be backing down, I'd be losing. Oh, no, you lose by staying in a pointless battle, a pointless row, something that doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't mean anything in reality. That's how you lose. That's how your energy gets sucked. That's how you get run down. That's how you get more depressed. That's how they get more depressed. It's just not worth it for either of you. I hope that makes sense for you, Scorpio. The next sign is going to be Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 12th to the 18th of May, 2019. Hi, Super Angry Koala. Thank you, Super Angry Koala. Sag. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, interesting picture for you, Sagittarius. You're trying to be in control, to direct things. You want quite a lot of control at the moment. It's not necessarily a bad thing. You're feeling quite positive about yourself, about your ability to deal with things, with situations, with people. This isn't bad at all. You're also a little bit tunnel vision, pig-headed at the moment, and so you're also kind of deciding in advance how things are going to go. So you're trying to put a lot of control on situations, on things. Maybe you're closing off to a few things as well, but you're not doing so from a negative place necessarily. But I feel like you feel like your positivity and your happiness is a bit fragile. So it might fall apart if you relinquish a bit of control. So you're being quite serious as well. In that sense, there's a lot going on, essentially. You know, it doesn't surprise me. Mutable sign. The devil is in your conscious mind, and I feel like this is therefore you trying to keep control, so as nobody can get at you, hurt you, take control of you. But you might therefore be locked into a way of doing things in the course of action that actually closes you off a little bit. Horizons might be a bit narrow. You're not really wanting to surrender too much to the will of the universe. You see, the wheel of fortune is there in your subconscious, and you're trying to maintain this degree of control because you feel like the world, and your world in particular, is a bit out of control. You can't really direct it, and you're trying to direct it. With the Chariot, you're trying to direct it. You're trying to be like, no, it's this way. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to do this. This is going to happen. You need to relax and calm down a bit, Sagittarius. You need to relax and calm down. You need to be a little bit more open. You need to be a little bit more playful, Sagittarius. You have the Six of Cups showing up in the challenge position, and with the Six of Cups showing up, this is just about allowing yourself to enjoy the moment a bit more, to enjoy things a bit more. It's also about recognizing some early life experiences that have given rise to your need for control. So I feel like things that you learn, there are patterns that you've picked up from earlier in life. They may be ancestral patterns. They may not all just be coming from you, that have meant that you find it very, very hard to surrender, to go with things, to allow the universe to fill in the rest. And that's causing these more difficult patterns that are closing you off a bit, Sagittarius. Even though I feel outwardly you're still quite positive, I feel this is going on at the same time. And there's this need to surrender and allow the universe to step in and bring you new experiences that aren't just in line with what you've demanded in advance things are going to be like. I feel like this also then allows you to think outside the box a bit, to move quickly, to do new things quickly, to change direction quickly, to shift quickly in response to what comes in. So it calls on you to be more of a Knight of Swords figure. Sharp, fast, quick analysis, quick decision, quick movement. Very, very fluid, not so narrow. You'll get there by being that more playful person. You'll get there by being more aware and conscious of what is driving you to close your horizons, to narrow things in this way. That's going to allow you more freedom, more flexibility. May lead you towards more healthy relationships as well. May lead you towards an air sign who might be coming in. Could be Gemini, could be Libra, could be Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. But it needs you to just relax the reins a little bit. Be a bit lighter hearted than the Chariot. Move into this space of the Six of Cups. It's going to really help you a great deal, because I feel like you're locked into a course almost with the Chariot. Locked into a course. It has to be this way. I feel like if you do that, you'll miss something. So you've got to relax it a bit at this time, Sag. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Capricorn. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 12th to the 18th of May 2019. Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. You're doing a lot of thinking, a lot of planning, Capricorn. I feel like you've had some successes, you've had some achievements, had some plaudits, maybe some financial success as well. I feel like you may be holding off from doing too much more, though. So you're not that active at the moment. Maybe there's a bit of self-doubt. Maybe you're worried about if you push it too far, maybe you come unstuck, you get found out. And so you're trying to stay in this analytical place of, okay, I like how things are going. I'm just going to stay put for now. Plan a bit more, not move too fast, not take on too much. That's kind of the sense that I'm getting for where you're at the moment. You have the Queen of Swords in your conscious mind. And while you're embodying this to an extent, I do feel like you're dealing with this as an external figure, Capricorn. So that may very well be an air sign. Could be Gemini, could be Libra, could be Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And I feel like you feel like there's someone out there who could tear you down, tear you apart, at least verbally. And that's why you don't want to expose yourself too much more. You're showing up here as the Knight of Coins. So you are feeling like I'm doing okay among some successes, but I'm not all that, and I'm worried about going too fast, putting too much of a strain on myself. Maybe someone's picked at you or run you down before, Capricorn, and that's having an impact on you now. The Nine of Wands is showing up as your situation, so you're feeling quite defensive of your achievements, but defensive of yourself, defensive of your character, of your whole approach. Feeling to justify yourself. So this is somebody who really puts you on the back foot. And with the Two of Swords, therefore, you're like, what do I even do from here? What do I even do from here? The answer is you don't allow yourself to be cowed. You don't allow yourself to be backed into a corner. That doesn't mean rushing into a confrontation. But it does mean continuing your work, continuing the things that you're doing. Who gives a fuck if someone else wants to tear you down, wants to harm you, wants to mess with you? It doesn't matter. You're going to get the way forward. You're going to be free to move, but you're only going to be free to move if you don't allow yourself to be kind of backed up like this. You don't like it. It's not for you. So you need to move yourself into a freer space. I feel this takes some affirmations. It takes you shifting your thought processes about yourself, what you're capable of, your dependence on other people, your need for someone else to give you the go-ahead. Because I feel you have stuff you want to get on with. I absolutely do. But I feel like you need to be putting those ideas into action now. Allow things to run quickly in your mind with the Knight of Swords. Don't allow yourself to be pushed back in this way. So this also then needs you to be affirming yourself, your own intellect, your own ability to move forward quickly. And also to shift perspectives. So you don't have to focus on this person, what they've said to you, the effect it's had on you. You can shift and change your mindset. You can be more fluid than you might expect, Capricorn, but it needs you to be willing to come out and do that. If someone else is starting on you, I feel like you say your piece, but then you go and do something else. You need to be drawn. Again, you're another sign that doesn't need to be drawn in right now. There just isn't the time for it. It's not worth it. And you got stuff you're working on. You can continue that, Capricorn. If someone doesn't see the good in you, if someone doesn't see the quality in you, fuck them off and go and see someone else. You don't need to just be restricted in this way. I hope that makes sense for you, Capricorn. The next sign is going to be Aquarius. Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising for the 12th to the 18th of May 2019. Aquarius. Hi, LV7095LV. Aquarius. Okay. Deep-rooted anxiety within you, Aquarius. Deep-rooted anxiety, and I feel that it's more than that. I feel that something didn't come off for you recently. Something came to an end recently. But it's more that something didn't come off for you, and you'd invested quite a lot of hope in it. You'd invested quite a lot of hope in it. And now you're like, why did I put myself out there like that for? Why did I try and do new things? Why do I ever try and do new things? Why don't I just stick to what I'm best at? Stick to my routines, don't worry too much, I won't get caught out again. So you're feeling like you want to close off, like you want to return to what's stable, to what you know, to what you can count on. And you're really overthinking as well. Totally overthinking, and you are an air sign, but you're totally overthinking. I feel like you're closing off to a lot of stuff. You shouldn't be closing off to love at this time, Aquarius. This is quite important. You've had knockbacks, you've had blows, things are not going well, it's fucked you up, it's messed with you. But there's an extent to which you're focusing only on what's going wrong, on what's not worked out, and not on what is going well, what's right, what's good about you, what's stable in your life, what is coming your way, what is opening up. So you're very fixated on the Ten of Swords. What didn't work out? What feels like it's a lot? What hasn't happened for you? And you're so focused on that, the thing that didn't go how you wanted it to, that you're ignoring what is going right with the 10 of coins. So your routines are important and they're great, but it's not about going back to them not being able to open up. Celebrate what you've done. Celebrate what you've put into place, Aquarius. Celebrate all that you're achieving that is material and solid, because your mind is really messing with you. But deep down, you've been doing really, really well. 5 of Cups shows up. So this is the choice for you. 10 of Swords, 10 of Coins. Your successes or the things that didn't work out. Which of those are you going to focus on, Aquarius? It matters. It matters because this sets the energetic vibration that you're putting out there. It sets what you're going to be attracting into your life at this time. If you're totally just like, oh no, it's all gone wrong, everything's shit, I'll just go back to what I always do, to be open, it's fine, then you're not going to let much into your life. If you can recognize that sometimes things don't work out or don't work out in the way you wanted them to, and that's okay, and you'll know which situation there's concerns, then you're in a much stronger place. You can still see how there's still loads of good stuff to draw on. And then you can be a bit more celebratory of yourself with the Four of Wands. You can recognize the stable base that you're holding, because you're actually in a stable base and you reach for something above it and it didn't work out. It doesn't mean the base is gone. You can breathe, you can recharge, you can go again. You are solid, Aquarius. And not only are you solid, but I feel that if you do stay open, if you do affirm and celebrate yourself and the things that you've achieved, that you've completed, that you've put into place, that you can handle, this opens you up to new love with the Knight of Cups coming in for you. Or at the very least, just somebody telling you they think you're wonderful. Like there's joy and love and something nice that can come into your life, but you have to be ready to receive it, Aquarius. So we need to get you out of this space where you feel like everything's going wrong, and so you're just going to go back to plodding along. Affirm and celebrate yourself and be open to something wonderful coming in, because things are shifting really quickly at the moment. Stay open, Aquarius. I hope that makes sense for you. The final sign is going to be Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 12th to the 18th of May, 2019. Pisces. 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 Okay, Pisces. Things are coming off for you at this time, Pisces. You're having some successes. You're having some successes, and I feel like one success can lead to another if you allow it to. So I feel like you may achieve something, you make an accolade, something may click in your relationship to yourself or someone else at this time. And predominantly it's about your relationship to yourself improving, but it's about seeing a success and then being able to see the next success, being able to go from one to the next, to the next. You're plotting a course. These are course, these are like stepping stones, Pisces. These are like stepping stones that are helping you through what may have been a lot of emotional difficulty. So with the 9 of Coins, you're feeling successful, you're feeling productive, but more than that, with the 10 of Cups, you're also feeling the emotional stability and support beneath you that is coming in that allows you to do more. Your situation is the Hierophant. So this is about learning from this experience, drawing from this experience, growing from this experience. It's also, for some of you, about taking courses, taking classes, learning new things. You're learning from this experience, but I feel some of you are taking on practical classes. So you have the signal to go for that at this time. Some of you are holding back from that side of things, the classes, the learning, those new commitments. I feel paperwork being signed. These could be class registrations. These could be leases. These could be forms with a bank for loans, business loans, something like this. You're holding back because you kind of feel a bit apprehensive about pushing it too far. 5 of Wands shows up as your challenge. So you need to be summoning the energy to keep on moving forward with this. Bang, 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 bang. Again, with the 5 of Wands, the sense that I get is that there's somebody you have to convince of something. And you're convincing yourself of yourself, so it should be no difficulty convincing somebody else either. Might be a fire sign energy, somebody wielding power in some sense. Could be Aries, could be Leo, could be Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, but somebody wielding power. I mentioned business loans, or maybe like course admissions officers, potential bosses. You have to convince someone of something. You're in a strong place to do so. You have grown, you are wise, you can put that out there. And when you do, I feel you'll be successful. I feel you'll be building more of a base to celebrate with the 4 of Wands. And for whatever reason, I'm up drawing an extra card for you, and it's the 7 of Coins as well. So you are building something, you are creating something. Make sure it's something real. Take these successes step, step, step. Don't allow anyone else to put you down. Don't feel in awe of anyone else, or like you don't measure up. You are in this wonderful, strong place to keep on building. And I feel like you'll be celebrating by the end of the week, Pisces. I hope that makes sense for you. That is all 12 signs. If my readings and work help you, please think about leaving me a tip or a donation. My PayPal details are just below. If you would like to book a personal tarot or psychic reading with me, or an astrology reading with me, the details for those are also in the box below. Please like and share the video, and please follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I have time to pull cards for a couple of people. If you have any questions, please pop them in the live chat. I will see which of you I am drawn to. Just going to wait for a couple of questions to appear, and then I'll pick up 1 or 2 of them. Okay, Philippa, I can't advise on legal matters on a live video, unfortunately. I can have a general look at the outcome, energies you're working with, but I absolutely can't go for a legal sort of advice picture, if that makes sense for you. Okay, Philippa, I'll tell you what they're giving me. Firstly, it's a situation that's largely out of your control that you're dealing with. That's the first thing. You have a bunch of majors showing up. It's the High Priestess, the Hermit are showing up for you. Things are largely out of control. The King of Coins is showing up. I feel like this is your ex. Someone is trying to control the finances, control the purse strings. With the Four of Coins as well, it's making you feel very, very tight, very restricted, very, very fragile as well. Very, very risky situation for you. Now, the sense that I get is that you need to trust your gut, trust your feelings about what you do about this. It's a real challenge for you. It's a real test for you. It doesn't sound pleasant. It sounds like it's about control. I feel like your ex isn't that smart, so you need to be taking your own legal advice. But I also feel that you just need to trust your intuition and what you're guided to do more than anything else at this time. And I'd be very, very careful what I say about this on a live. But that's the sense that I get. With the Ace of Cups showing up, I feel that you may well find a solution, but it needs you to really feel into it. And it needs you, I feel, to take some really good legal advice and possibly financial advice too, because I feel like your ex is counting on you not doing that. I can't say too much more than that on a live, and I'm really sorry. It's a really difficult situation. Let me see who else I am drawn to. If anybody else has questions for me. Ladybug, can I have a card for me and my mum? Happy Mother's Day, lol. I can feel the tension in your relationship with your mum from here, Ladybug. Wow. Okay. She doesn't understand you. I mean, she doesn't you baffle her, and it's not a bad thing. You're quite surprising to her. You have this sort of unpredictable and live wire and creative quality, and that's not who she is. And that's before I put any cards. So your relationship with your mum. I'm going to run through quickly. Okay. It's not going to stay how it is. Okay, look, you come up with the Five of Wands, conflict, a drain, feeling like this is really just a lot of hard work, and what's it for? Devil. And the Four of Swords, you want a rest. You need a rest. You're trying to sit this one out. You're trying to get out of this. You're just sort of done. Like, you don't want to be locked into this battle. On her side, Page of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Two of Wands. So she, I feel, wants to do new things with you, but it's quite locked. It's quite intransigent. You're both quite fiery at times at how you get at each other. It's coming to a head. It's coming to a head with the Tower. Like, this isn't sustainable. She's trying to simultaneously be like maternal, but also like trying to be more creative and more lively and stuff, and she can't do both very easily. It needs to come to a head. I feel like you need to have it out with her. You both need to be honest about your feelings about what this relationship is and construct a new way of working together and relating to each other, because you're both just trying to play out roles that don't quite fit and work. Trying to preempt the other. It's not that open. It's not that honest. It's going to blow up in your face. And when it does, then you rebuild. But this has just been coming for so long. It just isn't. And it can be, but you need to let it do that and let the dust settle, and then you might be in this healthier place to start rebuilding over time. I hope that makes sense to you, Ladybug. Okay, I might be able to do one more. Let me have a look. Oh my goodness. Who else? Who else? Karen Mayorga. Will Abel and I reconcile soon, or should I give up? Okay, Karen, let me feel into this one for you. Karen Mayorga. Yeah. One of you is going to make like a peace offering almost to the other, or just show something that is a material basis for your relationship with the Ace of Pentacles. It's going to be hard work with the Eight of Pentacles, but you're heading on somewhere more solid with the Ten of Pentacles. So I feel like this can be a really, really beautiful relationship. But it needs one of you to take the first step. If one of you takes the first step, you're going to be in a good place. At the moment, you're not doing that because you're like, oh no, it's too much pressure. I'm closed off, I'm closed off, I'm closed off, I'm closed off. Nine of Wands. Trust your ability to build this. I feel like there's a lot of space for growth here, but you probably need to take that first step to bringing it back into place. With the King of Cups showing up, get on top of your emotions, act maturely, act respectfully, and just reconnect, because I feel there's real potential there for you. I hope that makes sense for you. Thank you so much to everyone who has tuned in and has sat with me through this. Thank you all for your questions. If you would like to go into more detail on anything that's come up or anything else that's happening in your life, you can book me. My details are in the box below. I'm open for video tarot readings, email tarot readings, psychic readings, astrology readings now as well. Please like and share the video. Please feel free to leave me a tip or a donation. My PayPal details are also just in the box below. Please follow me on Facebook and on Instagram. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and enable notifications. And if I can help with anything at all, if you'd like to connect with me or collaborate with me or book me for an event, please feel free to get in touch at any time. I'm going to wish you all a wonderful, wonderful Sunday night, Sunday evening, or Monday morning, depending on where in the world you're watching from. And I hope this is a wonderful week for you. Remember, you don't have to suffer in silence. Remember, you're not alone. Remember that you can reach out to the people around you. Remember to check in on the people around you as well. This is about building better and stronger communities, relationships, friendships at this time. That is how we create a vision of a better world. It starts from there and goes from there. Be generous and open with your time, but also be clear on your needs and ask for help when you need to. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. I'll see you all again really, really soon.